Boom! Let's do this. My name is Adam Paddock. I'm Adam Paddock.
Hey, I'm Adam Paddock, and this is the same interview for the third year.
Today is December 18th, 2020.
Today is December 18th, 2021.
It is December 18th, 2022.
3,085 followers on Instagram.
3,675. 5,048 followers on Instagram.
This picture of me on a stump in downtown Loveland.
My most liked picture is actually still the same one when I announced that I was releasing my first song. My most liked photo on Instagram actually was just posted like 2 weeks ago, yeah, something like that, for Columbus Against the World, and so it's this one, and it has 1,054 likes.
There are 2,770,000 results.
7,150,000. There are 12,700,000 Google results for Adam Paddock. The most followed person that follows me, I think, is Jude Smith. Stellar guitar player. I think is Gable Price. He has like 13,000 followers or something like that.
Most followed person that follows me was JP Sachs. And he had I think he has like 250,000 followers, something like that. He did unfollow me, unfortunately.
That was a brutal day for sure. That's hilarious. I forget about that every time, obviously. I did in the last year as well. I think Jude has like 155,000 or something. Pretty sweet. I think it's probably Gable Price. The most famous person on my phone is for sure Alexander23, which is kind of insane because I signed up for his text list and then we just like he actually answers it. I definitely have texted him because I was like, yo, send me a picture because I don't believe this is actually him. It was him.
Oh, I would say probably the most famous guy is Brian Spunt. He's the CEO of Seek Discomfort.
That's funny because I totally claimed that Alexander23 thing, which is true. It was definitely him, but I don't have like his personal contact. That's not the same thing. So Gable, you reign supreme right now. The Waka Flocka show, that was like 3,500 people or something like that. But I did sing the national anthem in some really cool places for like maybe 15,000, 20,000 people. So that's kind of cool. In terms of my own music, Express Live for sure was the most. I opened for Waka Flocka, Flame and Max, which sounds like a lie, but it did in fact happen, and I think there were about 2,000 people there when I was performing and opening.
I would say for my music, probably only 50 or so nothing.
I have no idea why I was ashamed of playing for 50 people. That's so sick. I do that so much now at like songwriter rounds and little intimate secret shows and stuff, and the reason they're secret is because that's special. That's so cool. So yeah, I mean, the Express show is awesome, and I think I was very much in the midst of all of the hype when I was answering that question because so much was happening. But I really appreciate those small ones. The headlining show, yeah, that's kind of a no-brainer actually. The headlining show at A&R Music Bar in February was by far the best show because getting to headline a space that I have gone to see so many of my favorite artists, my favorite bands, was just the most special thing, and that was fresh off of the Waka Flocka show at Express, but when everyone knew every word of every song, that's a different experience. The best show so far is for sure the Express Live show. I was not expecting as much love as I did get, and I had never played with a full band, and so that was definitely the best show, rehearsing with the boys and just working with a team to make sure it all came together, so that was definitely the best show.
The most fun gig that I've done was with this band. One of my buddies, Adrian, he asked me to sing with his band, and we sung for Toys for Tots. So it was so much fun.
That's even crazier because Adrian is like the backbone of the tech of this band now, and I had no clue that that's what he would become when we were playing at Toys for Tots. So I just moved down to Nashville, so pretty rarely ever, and if people will, it's from TikTok, which is a little embarrassing, but you know, it's fine. But back in Columbus, it happens way more. So
it feels like a little bit of local fame to like the lowest degree, you know, but it happens. I've been walking by a stranger before and they were playing my music, which is a cool sign of the direction that we're going.
At Ohio State, it happens way more than I anticipated. Some of that is because of music, others I think is just because of my involvement. But at Ohio State, it happens pretty often. If I go anywhere, I'll run into somebody I know, or somebody who knows me.
That right there sounds so egotistical. That like somebody who knows me. That was for sure like just starting in music and being recognized for that. Something that I'm like really proud of rather than just being like a person.
I definitely remember feeling like I'd accomplished so much, which I had, but I mean, I'm so much further along the way, and I understand that this is a long process. This is not something that just like everybody blows up overnight. So the advice I want to give myself is to not forget the rooms of 50 to 100 that we played so many times this year. After those shows, I get to meet everyone, and I mean, everyone wants to grow, but don't forget to prioritize the people.
So I think in a year from now, I'll probably be in the midst of a ton of change. And I think my advice for myself will be to keep going, and people still love you even in this new place.
All of these projects that you are working on right now are worth it, and the self from 2020 says keep going, because the response so far has been huge, and I hope that Adam doesn't lose sight of like the amazing people that made every single song actually go down and be responded the way that it was.
That's insane. I could not have known at all the scale of change that I was actually going to go through. I definitely needed to hear that advice right now. That's sick. That's cool. Good job, Adam. Blake Rose is still up there. I guarantee I answered him last time. Jeremy Zucker as well. I think those two are some of my biggest inspirations, but the more my friends continue to succeed, the more they inspire me every time I write something.
Are Jeremy Zucker and Blake Rose. But those guys inspire me so much in terms of their production, and they're not that much older than me, and they are in the shoes that I want to be filling. Met Blake very briefly. We've DM'd a handful of times
forgot about that.
But at the show, I got to get a picture with him and everything. And I've not met Jeremy, but one day that would be a dream. That would be a dream.
John Bellion, Ben Platt, and Jeremy Zucker are my three biggest musical inspirations. Jeremy Zucker is a beautiful balance between the alternative music that I listen to and the pop, and he's exactly one of the directions that I want to go. So actually Tattoos was heavily influenced by his style. I have not met any of them yet.
Well, I have not met Jeremy still. Went to his show in Chicago. It was really, really cool. I think the right answer for sure is selling out the basement and then upgrading to A&R Music Bar in February.
It's easy to say like the Waka Flocka concert, but I think over the past year, the collaborations that I've done and like the networking that has happened impact the way I make music, the way I think about music, the way I listen to music.
The JP Sax thing was huge, I would say. The experience on American Idol was huge too. It was encouraging to know that I think I could do this.
What is your favorite movie?
Lord of the Rings, the whole trilogy, duh. The Prestige for sure ranks up there. That's a really good one as well, so I think between those two.
Lord of the Rings and The Prestige are up there for me.
I'll die on those two for sure. That hasn't changed, and I highly doubt that it will.
If I'm one thing, I'm consistent, I guess. There's financial burdens. Making ends meet with just music is a giant pressure, I feel, because a lot of people just see me as that, as like just a musician, and that's it. That's a big part of being an independent artist. I think I'm learning to handle it well because I didn't realize how much I leaned on college and the people there, and then just the stressors that were alleviated by being on a college campus.
I do feel pressure. I think it's because of a lot of different things being in college and now having this be the thing that I'm known for by a lot of people. I've had to get so good at planning and just making sure my days are efficient as possible. And I think that people around me are the things that prop me up the most.
Now I feel more pressure because college is ending. The security blanket that is a campus is going to leave soon. And so I think I feel the pressures of like real life per se more than I feel the pressures of, oh man, what is my reputation? I'm seeing that like building a brand is kind of a business and all of those little influences. Do I handle it well is a great question, because I just plan everything in my life out to the minute, to the T.
That's nuts, because I said I feel the real life stressors so much more, and those were nothing compared to what it is now. I had no clue. It was the tip of the iceberg when I was still in school. I do have a girlfriend. Her name is Tara. She's wonderful. She's sitting right here, just out of frame.
I do have a girlfriend now.
I do not have a girlfriend right now.
After I was like writing all of those songs about her in that time. That's insane. I was so short about it because there were so many emotions.
My biggest regret is not starting music sooner. What was I doing? The people in this scene are just the best ever, and I'm glad that I'm living to put it away.
I would say that my biggest regret is starting music as late as I did, because I started my senior year of high school, and I just thought it was something that wasn't for me or wasn't cool, and now it is the thing that's given me the most life.
In high school, I did not think that I was the type of guy to be part of a show choir or sing or any of that. That's still my biggest regret.
Is that the people are the point, and I've been saying that for so long, but every day it becomes truer. Every show, every person that I get to meet at those shows, more specifically, just continues to reiterate it.
You can find community and find growth in so many things as long as you run after it wholeheartedly with everything you have.
The biggest thing I've learned through this is, like, I always talk about community, but the further I get into this thing, the more I value the smaller group that is so invested, and I value those relationships so much more.
There are now 10 Adam Paddock tattoos out in the universe. People tattooing People Are the Point on their body, Milky Way on their ribcage, Golden Eyes tattoo on their knee. It's insane that people let me write things out with my handwriting and they decide to put it on them forever.
Someone made an interpretive dance to Milky Way from Russia.
An Authentic came out. I was on campus, this guy came up to me, he pulled his earbuds out and he was listening to Authentic that day. I didn't know who the guy was. It showed the name is getting out there and the music is getting out there.
That's insane. That happens more often now, and that was the coolest thing in the world in that moment back then. My dream collaboration is just to have an album of all of my best friends on one project. That's the dream.
My dream collaboration is still John Bellion. I haven't even seen my answer, but I know it's going to be that. John and I would be homies. So I think that's my dream collab.
John Bellion. My dream collaboration is John Bellion, no question.
That's funny because I didn't even mention John right there. How about that? Is probably Australia now.
Australia is up there. New Zealand would be sweet. Italy. I love South America just because of Spanish and everything, and I can hold my own in that.
I'd love to visit Tuvalu. It looks insanely beautiful. It's literally a tiny country. It might be a mile long, maybe a half mile wide. I think it would be cool to be a part or just see a minute of that microculture.
Jared?
I'm pretty sure that Anna cut about 30 minutes of footage of me talking about Tuvalu for that first clip, so there's some context for you. Thank you, Anna. This is a shout out to Anna right now. According to Spotify Wrapped, me. I'm just kidding. Please don't put that in there. I think my favorite artist at the moment is Lizzie McAlpine. Spotify Wrapped just came out and she dominated. Almost her entire new album was on my top 100.
Jeremy Zucker is probably the biggest influence.
Could have seen that one.
Listening to my favorite artist. The deeper I dive, the more I love his production.
It's a tie between Jeremy Zucker and Blake Rose. Blake Rose, just because he doesn't miss, he makes bangers. And Jeremy Zucker, because his production and the fact that he's a DIY guy. I think Blake is too, actually.
I need to listen to my Discover Weekly because I'm obviously not straying from those. Getting better is how I will describe it. Tara has been dressing me better. Now, it's a weird way to say it. I'm trying more things. It's still definitely in the safe arena, but I'm trying more. When I was in Nashville, I think it was the second day I lived there. I met this guy at the show, and he walks up to me and goes, "You're definitely not from here, right?" I tried. I thought I looked so good. I did.
That makes it so sad.
I did look good too. So we're getting there. That's inspiring me to try more.
It's not hipster. It's a little bit indie. the flannel or the like button down over a t-shirt. Blue jeans or black jeans and blazers has kind of become my staple, mainly because I don't have many stylish clothes, and so it's my go-to.
Because I do not have style for clothes.
Well, right now I'm wearing white pants. I don't know if you can see those, so we're edging now. We're making moves now. It's definitely uplifting. The vibe is energetic most of the time. Funny looking back at the stuff that I have put out. It's not continuous at all. It's all over the place. I'm learning how to write and actually express how I'm feeling. So I think raw is going to be a way that we'll be able to describe it. Before, it was how can I make everybody's day? How can we get excited, get happy? And now it's like, all right. I mean, it's not like it's not happy, but it actually has stories coming with it, and you'll get context through the process every time.
It's definitely being refined. It's emotional, wholesome. It's part of the brand, baby.
Intentional with my lyricism, chill, almost all of my music other than a handful of songs. Thirdly, uplifting, I guess, because most of my songs have a super uplifting message, and that's how I want it to be received.
I'm still in the process of refining what my sound is. Working on it.
Working on it, working on it. I think for me, my best approach is to write down what I'm feeling when I am, even if I'm not writing, because oftentimes inspiration will strike at a time where you can't stop everything and write a song. So that's my best approach, is to always be in tune with a feeling that might be overwhelming a little bit and writing it down in as much detail as I possibly can, because it's going to be impossible to step fully back into that moment, like on command. So the more I write out, even if it's not lyrics, it's just the feeling, that's my best approach.
My approach to it is generally coming up with like a line or two, something that pops into my head, and then putting chords to it. Generally, I start with a phrase or a concept.
I think the best songwriter is the one that is the most aware. They can take in things real time and process them, and people want in their music, they want processed emotion.
The best answer. The 2021 is for sure the best answer there. That's so true, because my answers the past 2 years have just been deviations of that one. So true. We're going to shoot a couple little promo things for Columbus Against the World. I cannot wait to be on the other side of the first Columbus Against the World. That's going to be some, next year is just going to be bonkers. It's going to be bonkers. And we're going to record some cool stuff.
Yes, I'm actually going to a buddy's commissioning for the military, so good on him. And then I have a bunch of new music to make, which is going to be found in the new year.
Right after this, I am going to go hang out with the boys. We're going downtown at one of their houses, and we're going to hang out. So, savoring those days.
I said the boys. Get hang with the boys.
The boys, the boys. That's always facts. Everything comes back to the boys. That's all I wanted to say about that.
There are 3 girls sitting.
It's all about the boys. It was really cool starting this project in my dad's basement, and now being in the upstairs of the Newport after doing it on the stage last year. I'm learning a lot, and I cannot wait to watch this next year, because I know 2023 is going to be absolutely stupid, and I can't wait to enjoy it with you.